Acquire talent in a dungeon. Chapter 11. Day 4. Day 4. Fourth floor separation. Ching. Oh, what the? Something rose in the center of the room. It was an empty glass tube. It was approximately 2 meters tall. The total amount of XP reduced in the room will be stored. Once a total of 200 HP restored, the entrance was open. It seemed to be the only one who immediately understood the meaning of immediately, but the high school girl and two men cried out a first second later. My HP was 129 points. In other words, I needed to put a person with higher than me into a critical condition, or even kill them. If I talked rationally, it was possible to satisfy the condition without killing anyone. However, I intuitively sensed that someone would be killed. This was it. The eyes of the man with scratches who I judged scratchy moved nervously. Maybe he was thinking something similar to me. From our appearance alone, the strongest person in the place was the main reason was that the main in the night. The weakest one was the high school guard. This wasn't a game where the strongest will eliminate the weakest. The middle ranked people I intuitively sensed that's Squashy and I were placed in that group. That this just as we were both about to say something. Help me! The scream of the high school girl caught our attention. She was teary-eyed, but I didn't know what she was scared. On her fair gun, it had spawned for me. He raped me! Huh? The situation was so surprising that I couldn't even say anything. Tears flowed down the cheek of the school girl. On the second floor we met. He said that if I wanted to leave, the other person was killed. This was very good. In fact, I seen someone being killed on the floor above. Maybe all three of the people had taken dirty. Even if I had done such a thing, it wasn't actually a major issue for them. The important thing that it was a good pretext for a witch hunt. These fucking bastards! Scotchy cried out as with an angry expression as he rushed straight forward me. Fast. This was a technique. Was he an athlete? Hit him with the left fist, but his counter-attack struck me in the face. Current balance, 92 on 129. One hit hard caused this much havoc. The strength on his hit was much greater than I thought. Still, the exchange was successful. Ah, there's a groan. After his blown, Scratchy started staggering. Talent has been acquired. Talent. Hidden weapon technique. The ability to use dart and handle item weapon. Concentration and dexterity will rise in proportion to the level. A needle was firmly embedded in Scratchy's thigh. It was blow when I had been preparing since I saw him being eager to fight. There was a possibility that he might have experienced the needle upstairs. Thus, I hit him with three needles at once. Ah! A scream emerged as he staggered. I hit him with the neck, chest, abdomen, and the last one in the face. After using limited release, I actually punched him 5 times with all my strength. His AP fell to a critical state instantly. As Scratchy started to move his body back, I turned around. BAM! The first hit something I want. I stopped the knife with my fist and it was fine. I had been rarely watching the other man, so I was able to take action. But I have been worried about whether I could stop the attack or not. Don't believe that it is the end. The other hand on the middle-aged man caught my neck. He will lift me up. I can't let you eat it all. Eat? What did you mean? I grabbed his wrist and he thought it would be that easy. Bootleg and its weight. I pulled strength in my hand and held firmly. What is this power? His confusion was apparent on his face. It even surprised me. The middle-aged man was strong. I had used limited release, but I couldn't win my chance. Current balance 89 on 129. Current balance 88 on 129. Due to the fact that I was fighting beyond my original strength, I was gradually losing HP. I gazed sideways to see the school girl. The bitch was chewing on her fingernails as she watched us. She seemed to be thinking. I gently twisted the wrist on the hand that was holding the knife. As I held onto the wrist, I forced strength into my legs, but that wasn't the end. I also poured strength into both thighs and kicked upward the middle-aged man. Ugh. I kicked his wrist, the man wings. Stepping back, I was upon. I had 1/6 of my HP remaining. I quickly drank out potion from my inventory. I took a train down and looked at the girl. Eek! She stared at me with shocked eyes. The middle-aged man was still recovering, rather than getting rid of him. I could remove the unknown risk behind me. Cook. Hex! All of a sudden, the room started shaking. My foot slipped. It wasn't just the shaking. The floor was tilting. 200 HP has been stored. Entrance opening. The ground kept tilting the side. The room was divided into 4 equal parts, with the floor going down at each corner. Depending on where you were standing, each person could fall in a different direction. Block! I couldn't stay upright anymore and fell on my butt. I slid down to the high top, helplessly, and darkness welcomed me. I regained consciousness and looked around. On one side of me was a dead end. The other side was a passage. I had fallen into the dead end of the maze. Ark. I moaned that out from outside my field of view. I took a step and saw a Squatchy leaning against a wall. He had fallen with me. While the high school girl and middle-aged man were separate, maybe there was only one wall between us. Still, the pain had diminished over time, so Squatchy was barely moving around. He held a bottle in his hand and was bringing it to his mouth. It was goblin medicine. I immediately pushed him against the wall and snatched the bottle from his hand. At that moment, I felt a sting on my side. Despite his half-closed eye, I could see a faint triumph of victory flashing them. He had picked me with 3 needles. This guy obviously also had the water needle. What is this? He had only been acting pathetic. Painter 11, level 6 on 329 to 3200. I certainly say thank you, I received experience. Thank to you. The victory changed into an expression of despair. Give me all your 8 times. The glove on your hands and everything you got from the second floor. If you follow my instructions, I will accompany you to the stairs to the next floor. I pulled all the needles I had from my inventory. Or do you want to lie there and moan a bit more? I'll give it. There. He pulled out 14 needles. I also took 3 goblins' medicine and he had remaining. There were some coins and even an unknown bottle. This is a medicine bottle? I don't know. He waved the needle in his face. I really don't know. Someone else took it and just died. It took me for a moment to understand his word. I really wanted to prick him, but with all the needles and abandon him there, but stand up. Lead the stair. Stop and report me if you see anything. I will use him as a shield. Unlike the dungeon, the corridor was pitch black. In this situation, I wouldn't be able to see if there was a ranged attack, such as the Guardian Wind Gun. Give me 1 bottle of medicine, right now. I don't have much health left. Take the lead instead of saying much nonsense. After he stood up, he stole the glove from him. Kung Fu Apprentice Glove, Equipment Item, Rank E. I read the explanation, but it didn't say much other than protecting my muscles and joints. Instead, I examined rank E. Did it mean an ordinary standard? Monster or item below rank E were nothing special, and it could be found reality, but once it reached D rank, there were things like the pills that helped me relieve fatigue for 8 hours. E rank was commonplace. It was something that just wasn't that great. From F rank downwards, the quality was more than ordinary. From D rank and above, things started to go beyond the ordinary category. It was an approximation, at least. Hey, I'm going! Scratchy shouted at me. I was just about to roll forward and Jarangwang! A bottle flew outside my field of view. It scratched chest and broke. A strange odor spread through the passage. Scratchy started moaning. I could feel and see the enemies, and there were 3 of them. Lame Goblin, Warrior. Type. Ajin, Demi-Human, Rank E. The middle and upper class of the Lime tribe was monopolized the majority of the supplies. Due to the extra nutrition, the development of the bones and muscle is different. In the case of warriors, they have the physical ability to fight against adult human males. Indeed, they weren't all that comparable to the small worker and wardens. The bulging belly and strong upper body reminded me of a small gorilla, and there was one more behind them. I could only see a fuzzy shape in front of me. Jiggle. It shook something and threw it towards me. The upper body was revealed due to its drawing motion. Lame goblin. Pharmacist. Type hygiene. Demi-human. Rank D. Responsible for the production of drugs, which could be called for the lifeblood of the entire goblin species. The drugs made will vary depending on the tradition and environment in which the material is produced. After being hit by the bottle, Scratch was floating helplessly on the ground and moaning. When the goblin warrior came rushing in, each of them with a rustic knife in their hand, I plunged forward. Bam! I turned on the limiter release and pierced the face on the enemy in the lead. I followed up by striking its neck and chest. Kah! Was it still standing? I thought I was obviously in pain. The goblin didn't collapse. Then another one aimed at my side. I avoided the swinging knife and smashed in the face. It wasn't an easy fight, but the narrow passage worked to my advantage. It had allowed me to see the bottle flying towards me and avoid it. Once one of the goblins couldn't fight properly, the other two were quickly joined his misery. At that moment, the goblin pharmacist disappeared out of view. Gah! I heard the sound of fleeing feet. It was running away. Maybe it lost all the bottle it was holding. Either way, I got soon rid of the goblin warrior, and then it was time to chase the pharmacist. It hurt! I looked back at the cream that reminded me of the child trailing was shocked. I hadn't been 1 minute. What happened in that time? Scratchy was bloody mess. Eyes now mouth out, was pouring from every visible hole. There were 2 bottles on the floor. He was hit by one. The one I avoided. Hurt! Please help me, medicine! But there was nothing I could do, so I turned my back on the crazy person. He deserved to die. It hurt! Mother! Damn it! I turned back towards Scratchy. There was only thing I could give him. But it was Wellington to do it. I turned limiter release back and gathered strength in my fist. Then I put all of my weight into as I pushed downward. It felt like a watermelon breaking open. Talent has been acquired. Talent. Murder. The damage given emotional control and karma will increase according to the level. Willpower and charisma have slightly increased. It was a talent that I expected, just hadn't wanted to obtain it like this. However, I hadn't thought that more messages could pop up. All the talent and experience of the loser will belong to the winner. The notification filled my view. TL no. I've made a glossary of common TL note. I've made a glossary of common Korean honorific and terms that will pop up in my novels, so I don't have to open the explanation. There is a link for the talk, TOC, and all my novels, and I will add for it as well. Check it out if you're confused by any of them, e.g. Nona. End of the chapter 11. Wow, it's incredible.